My name is Ethan. I always thought my life was absolutely perfect, until today. I was sitting in a restaurant when I noticed someone hiding under the table. It was a girl. I looked down and asked her, "Who are you? What are you looking at under my table?" Terrified, she whispered, I was just looking for this." Just then, my fiancée, Chloe, asked, "Ethan, honey, what's wrong? What are you looking at down there?" Before I could say anything, the homeless girl held up a sparkling diamond ring and said, "I was looking for this. If only someone's hair wasn't sticking out from under the table." I was stunned. I looked at Chloe and demanded, "Why did you do that, Chloe? You told me your ring was lost. You said you loved me, so why did you steal the very ring I gave you?" In that moment, I realized the truth. The ring hadn't disappeared by chance, and this girl hadn't appeared under the table by accident. She was the one who had just opened my eyes. I had spent all my money on Chloe, a white platinum gold ring with a diamond, a symbol of eternal love. But it was all a lie. Surprisingly, I didn't feel anger. There was only emptiness and coldness in my heart, until I felt this homeless girl's warm touch. I looked at her and noticed her hair. It was completely chopped off. I asked, "Your hair, what happened to it?" Shivering, she replied, "A salon bought it. It was the only thing I had that anyone thought was valuable. But you can spend the money on yourself. I'm homeless. I'm used to eating very little and sleeping outside. But you have to find your true love and give her this ring." I was deeply moved. I said, "If you want me to find love, the first thing I want to do is buy you a nice dinner. Let's go inside the restaurant." She backed away in fear. No. People like me are not welcome in restaurants. I can't sit there. Everyone will look at me with disgust, as usual. I'll just sit under the table and pick up the crumbs. "Fine, then stay right here on this bench," I told her. There was something extraordinary about this girl, and for her sake, I wanted to do something crazy, daring, and romantic. If she couldn't go to the restaurant, I would bring the restaurant to her. I set up a table right there on the sidewalk and served her dinner. I looked at her and said, "Now, tell me, who is the girl sitting in front of me?" She looked down sadly. "This girl has no home, no money, no parents. She has nothing, only herself." She had nothing, but there was something so charming and warm about her that my heart seemed to come alive again. I couldn't take my eyes off her. "I've never met anyone like you," I told her softly. She looked up, surprised, and gasped, "But this ring, it is meant for the girl you are destined to marry." I looked into her eyes. "Since the moment I met you, I can't stop thinking about you." With tears in her eyes, she whispered, "No, my dear stranger. You don't know me at all. You shouldn't feel this way." Suddenly, Chloe marched up to us, screaming, You ungrateful little thief. I paid you to do this." Chloe turned to me, pointing an angry finger. "Ethan, she is a fraud. I hired her to fake steal my ring so I could claim the insurance money on it and get some extra cash. I paid her to play along and hide, but instead she betrayed me and gave it back to you." I turned to the girl, heartbroken. "Maya, is this true?" Maya cried, "I only did it because I was starving and needed money for food. I hate myself for it. But when I met you, when I saw how genuinely you loved, I realized I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't let her scam you. Please, forgive me." Maya ran away in tears. But I knew I couldn't let her go. I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to change the life of the girl who had sacrificed her hair for me. I ran after her, only to find the police already there near the street corner. Chloe was right behind me, pointing at Maya and telling the responding officers, "Officers, arrest her. This homeless girl stole my diamond ring right off my finger." Maya was weeping, "No, please. I'm not a thief. As the officer was about to search Maya, I stepped in. "Excuse me, officers. What is going on here?" Chloe smirked. "Ethan, thank goodness. Tell the police she stole my ring." I looked at the officer and said, "Officer, that's not true. This girl is my partner, and I gave her this ring myself. In fact, we have restaurant CCTV footage from just an hour ago showing exactly what happened." Just then, the restaurant waiter walked up to the officers, holding a tablet. "The gentleman is right, officer. Our outdoor cameras captured everything. We saw this woman, Chloe, hand her ring to the homeless girl under the table, planning the whole insurance scam. We also have footage of her verbally abusing the staff." The surrounding crowd on the sidewalk began to murmur and point. Several bystanders recognized Chloe from the restaurant drama. "Look at her," someone in the crowd whispered loudly. "Trying to frame a homeless girl to cover up her own fraud. How pathetic." Chloe's face drained of color as she realized everyone was watching. Her dignity crumbled under their judging stares. "Wait, no. That's a lie." Chloe panicked, backing away. "I bought that ring. It's mine." The police officer stepped forward, pulling out his handcuffs. "Ma'am, step forward and put your hands behind your back. We're taking you in for filing a false police report and attempted insurance fraud." Chloe screamed and resisted as the cold metal cuffs clicked around her wrists, her desperate protests completely ignored as she was led away in front of the entire mocking crowd. I turned to Maya, smiling gently, and wiped a tear from her cheek. "Well, it looks like you now have a fresh start. And maybe, this is what love really feels like. Would you still like to go to that restaurant with me?" Maya smiled through her tears. "I would go to the end of the world with you. Sometimes, it feels like your life has been turned completely upside down. But then you realize, it was just taking a turn so you could finally meet your true love, who might be waiting just around the corner."